Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, epidemiologist, biostatistician, faculty member. And in this segment, I'm going to be going over how to interpret SAS output. There is actually a method to the madness in terms of how to approach this. I recommend that you not only go over the code, but when possible, go ahead and take a look at um, the potential output that can get from the code, and then compare that to the results that you get from SAS. So let me go ahead and get started. First of all, let me draw a 2x2 table. So let me draw a 2x2 table here. So the first thing that you want to take a look at and organize is how to determine what the cases and controls are. And within the code of SAS, these are all given. So I'm going to write this out actually within the boxes. So according to the code, case versus exposed, or exposed cases were 50. And then exposed non-cases were 50 as well. Then unexposed cases were 25, and then unexposed controls are 75. Now I created these numbers such that the odds ratio and relative risk ratio is relatively simple to calculate. So what I'm going to do is write out the formula for odds ratio and relative risk ratio. So relative risk ratio is, say it is A over A plus B divided by C over C plus D. So we all know the formula. How to actually calculate this is what you want to figure out. So A over A plus B is 50 divided by 50 plus 50. So what that means is 50 divided by 100. When you divide this number by 25 over 100, then the quotient should actually give you a number. So let me write this out in a way that you can immediately tell without using a calculator. That's why I made the numbers this way. 50 divided by 100 times, because this is divided by, you multiply by the reciprocal. So 100 over 25. So let's cross out all the common numbers in the numerator and denominator. What is remaining is 50 divided by 25, and that equals to 2. So from all these calculations, we have determined that the relative risk of cases is actually 2 times the relative risk of unexposed cases. Now we can actually calculate the odds ratio in the same way. The odds ratio, well, the calculation and the formula is different. This is AD over BC. So A times D is 50 times 75 divided by 50 times 25. So when we do that, we cancel out the 50s, and then 25 divided by, or 75 divided by 25 is 3. So you have an odds ratio of 3 and a relative risk ratio of 2. Now I'm going to switch back into the SAS code and take a peek at that. So now that we're in the SAS code, I wanted to show you some interesting things about the code as well. Data, SMO, cardio, and then whenever you have a line in SAS, you usually end with a semicolon. What does data and small cardio mean? Well, I'm creating actually a file, a data file, with that command that is named small cardio. And the input is an exposed $ disease $ patients. Now, $ means character. That's the that's the so a character meaning that there's actually a, a kind of a string. However, if you want to have numeric, if you want to indicate to SAS that you want a numeric numeric data line, then you can actually change that to dot. Actually, for this purpose, we don't really have any difference between dollar numeric. So I'm just gonna convert this to the period. The next one is looking at data lines, and this is where I got the 2x2 table numbers from. And then procfrec is something that I use all the time, almost every day. And the data, of course, you want to write the data name, that's small cardio, as you can see at the top. And then create tables, exposed versus times disease, relative risk, weight patients, and then run. So I'm going to run this. And once you do so, what arrives is the output data is here, and then the results is usually here. So let me return to the screen here and take a look at and compare and take a look at if the output is showing the same thing that we found in the actual hand calculation. So if you remember, when we did this calculation by hand, the odds ratio was 3. And then we determined that the relative risk ratio is 2. So this, you can tell, matches up with what was there in the hand calculation. So there you have it. You learned here how to calculate odds ratio, relative risk ratio, and then apply SAS, premier statistical package that was able to calculate and determine this automatically. I hope this has made some sense. Thank you for listening.